It's Wine Wednesday time, and this morning we're catching a flight to a tropical vacation and kicking back with our toes in the sand. At least that's what you can pretend you're doing with some creative wine cocktails.
Exactly. No international flight needed. We've got Sam Parra, the man behind Parra Wine Co, with us this morning to show us how. Good morning.
Good morning.
I love this. So before we get into our fun cocktails, tell us a little bit about Parra Wines.
Yeah, of course. Parra Wine Co. Parra is the last name. Last name origin is from northern Portugal, northwest Spain, parts of Chile. I have no lineage to those countries, but that is my last name.
And it means vine.
It means vine. The three ridges on the root.
I feel like you had to plan that, you
Yeah.
know, to be a winemaker with the last name of vine. I mean, come on, how does that happen?
And also too, the three ridges on the root as well. Third generation in the wine business. So some storytelling and the branding itself as well.
That is too cool.
Yeah, so how did you guys come to be? What was kind of the conception story of Parra Wines?
Myself, I was born and raised in Napa Valley. My grandparents are in the business. I have two uncles, along with some partners that have a label in Napa of Vinos Unidos. Okay. And then for myself, that's truly been a dream to be self-funded and starting this brand at a very tiny production. Well, I'm still in that micro scale production size, and self-distributed, no tasting room right now. So we'll discuss the pop-ups later.
Absolutely. I love it's such you're such an Oregon wine success story and such proof that good things come in small packages. This boutique winery making some fantastic wines, Sam.
Thank you.
And I love that, we happen to be talking to you on International Spanish Language Day, which ties so beautifully into your name, the label, and both of these wines that we're going to talk about that have Spanish names.
Por supuesto. Of course.
Muy bien. So what are the two wines that you brought today, and how are we using them in cocktails?
Let me go over this. You know, today's weather forecast definitely calls for Parra wine cocktails.
Absolutely.
So I have Tómalo Frío. This is the inspiration of my upbringing of an agua fresca Jamaica, which you might have at a taqueria. You know, you can see the beautiful flower here. This flower was brought over from Spaniards over from the Philippines and to Mexico in general. So you'll see this at taquerias. I already pre-poured some sparkling water.
Okay.
I personally prefer St. Pellegrino bubbly water. And then I'm gonna add my cinnamon tea hibiscus infused wine.
Oh, wow.
This is a Tempranillo based wine, 11% alcohol. The beauty about the combination of the bubbly water and the ice, you water this down to 7%. Anybody watching, you know, counting the calories, watching the alcohol intake.
Just trying to pace yourself on a really warm spring or summer's day.
I mean, putting water in your wine is hydrating.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
even too for the market for Latino cuisine, some that may not be into wine, just to make a suggestion on how the wine cocktails are popular. Once you open these bottles, you can stick in the fridge. They're not going to oxidize as fast as just having an open red bottle in the counter. These are to be refrigerated after they've been opened, by the way.
Gotcha. And so that Tómalo Frío, so that was Tempranillo wine, but blended in with a hibiscus tea and some other fun flavors.
Infused with cinnamon tea, and then hibiscus flower was in a mesh bag.
Gotcha.
Hanging inside the tank itself.
Oh, wow.
That
sounds
so
gorgeous.
creative.
And you just did plain sparkling water. Are there any flavors that you would suggest maybe also working as a pairing?
I feel, no, you know, for myself, Topo Chico or San Pellegrino, even a bubbly water flavored with cherry or strawberry, that is okay as well.
Those
in general.
LaCroix and Polars, they're all the rage now.
All right. Well, that's the red one now. What about the white one?
The white one was inspiration of my travels in Portugal. We don't see too many white ports coming into the States, but in Portugal, it's a thing how they mix it with 1/3 lemonade, 1/3 tonic water. You basically make an adult version of a boozy lemonade.
Oh, yeah.
And for myself, a postre lujoso means fancy or luxurious dessert.
Okay.
This is again a white port. It's a fortified wine. What I already poured here ahead of time is pineapple juice, and I'm gonna pour the postre lujoso for the pina colada. In general, we're not getting caught up in the rain today. I'm not into yoga, but I'll definitely drink one of these here. So this, at some places, versus the pina colada, the inspiration of the drink out of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And in general, some places call it a parra colada.
Okay. Parra colada. Well, so you had to bring it in, and that's so perfect.
I had to brand it to my own company here.
I love it. Okay, you mentioned you're a small boutique winery. You don't have a tasting room. So if people want to find you, where can they?
Facebook, Instagram, definitely update. I'm going to have a lot of wine walks in May. My website, Parra Wine Co. Look on the menu under pop-ups, and I announce everything well ahead of time: location, address, date, time, etc. All the details.
Excellent. Sam, thank you so much. So if you want to find both of these wines to get your fun summer cocktails started, again, you can learn much more about Parra Wine Co. on coin.com. We got links to all of Sam's social. Be sure to check it out. Well, cheers. Happy wine.